we are back at the headquarters of Invesco, which is the largest investment management firm in Atlanta and one of the largest in the world. And joining me again is Marty Flanagan. He is the CEO of Invesco. And Marty, talking to some of the analysts right before I got down here, a lot of curiosity about the integration of Morgan Stanley's retail asset management arm, which you bought earlier this year for, I think it was like $1.5 billion. I mean, acquisitions, these mergers, these types of mergers are always very difficult historically. So how do you plan on overcoming that?
Right. I've been a career of growth through acquisition, and Morgan Stanley is just another one along those ways. And I think very importantly, money management is understanding, what is the asset you're buying? It's the talent, it's the people, and it's making sure that in fact you keep that in place, you nurture that talent, and make sure that it can take care of the clients. So it's a fundamental principle that's in place, and it's outside of that where you try to gain the efficiencies and the effectiveness in the back office.
What did you take from, let's say, your experience acquiring at Franklin Resources? I mean, what do you take from that to make sure that you do retain the talent and you do retain the client? Because those are the two biggest concerns when it comes to merging.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, it's the investment management teams. Who are the teams? What's the talent? Making sure that you understand their investment processes and styles, and making sure that they have all the resources in place to continue to do what they've done. And once that's done, clients feel very, very good knowing that in fact what they've expected in the past will continue in the future.
So you've had nobody leave then?
No, and we're just in the process. It won't close until the second quarter of next year. Okay. So it's a slow process in this industry because of all the approvals that you need to get.
And why Morgan? I mean, there are a lot of other assets out there.
Yeah. Interestingly, it's been an industry that's been declared consolidation for the past 25 years.
Yes.
I don't think that's the case. We've looked at many, many different opportunities, but
like how many would you have looked at before?
Gosh, I'd just say in this past cycle, maybe to varying degrees, 5, 6, 7.
Really? Okay.
But I think the real point for us, this is the one that was very, very interesting to us. When James Gorman called, it was clear that it was not just a good deal, but it made a good deal of sense for their clients and for our clients. And we just think it's going to ultimately be a very, very constructive thing for our clients.
Certainly a lot of people are going to be watching the development of that. PPIP, you're one of the 9 managers on that, selected to be a part of that. You raised the money, matched by the government, right? Okay. How much of that money have you spent on these toxic assets?
Yeah, we're just in that program right now. And I have to be careful of how much we've invested, but we are finding attractive investments through that program.
Pricing though, pricing's the big issue. I mean, are you finding dislocations or what?
Yeah, and I think this is one of the topics that's the interest in the marketplace, and I think the program's doing exactly what it did. The government put demand in place, drove up prices. So from a policy point of view, it's a good thing for the government.
It's the right step, okay.
But then from what we care about is how are we doing for our clients, and we feel very good about the returns that we're going to generate for our clients.
But who's selling, Marty, though? Because a lot of people are saying it's just the smaller banks. They got to unload that stuff. But the bigger banks aren't selling it because they don't think the prices are attractive enough yet.
But who cares? I don't think that's really what matters. Big bank, small bank, it doesn't matter. The point is you want a freeing mechanism in the marketplace, a clearing place where, in fact, you can make good investments and generate the returns for the clients, and also meeting the government goal of putting good assets back on the balance sheets.
Okay, Marty, great to talk with you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Marty Flanagan, he's the CEO of Invesco.